I've had a little bit of a headache all day. I'm just kind of trying to suffer through it. Yeah, some of you may have noticed that sometimes I can be pretty on and off in my ways. And I don't know what to say. I admittedly suffer from sometimes, from time to time, my own mind, my own thoughts. And it can get to a place where you need to sometimes just talk to someone. That's where I find the most clarity, the most clarification. You can only do so much within, and it comes from within, it truly does. But like, imagine you were to raise someone and all they saw were four walls. So all their life, all they would know, and I'm not saying this is my example. I'm saying, like, as a metaphor, like, basically what I'm trying to say is if you raise someone on four walls, they're only going to know four walls. They won't know about humanity. They won't know about anything. So within your own construct of your mind, you can only get so many answers within, based on who's helped you, who's given you assistance and guidance and counseling, right? Like I said, I'm just waiting for the right time. I know there's like never a right time, but for the right time within my budget and my plans to do this, right? And there's like other how do I say this? Sometimes I admittingly like feel like there's nothing needing to be done, right? Nothing needing to be addressed, nothing needing to be said. So I'm going to leave it at that, especially on a public online forum where a lot of people want what's best for you and believe they know what's best for you, but they don't know, right? So at the end of the day, you just got to leave it at that. You can only say so much because people can only say so much, right? And it has to come from within me, like to want to receive this sort of guidance. I've tried all sorts of more modalities, all sorts of therapies, and I've gotten what works best for me. I've definitely improved thanks to those modalities. However, no one's perfect. I wish people knew there was like a false sense of like perfection that people always try to attain, and I totally get it. Like, we can only do so much to perfect our minds, right? But at the end of the day, we're still fleshly human. We still have fleshly desires. We still have like temptations to externalize and to want to move and go somewhere and do things. And, realistically, you sometimes need to sit down and process, like, okay, is this just a fleshly desire, or is this just a feeling I'm feeling in the moment out of desperation and trying to seek for something greater or some greater purpose or meaning, and sometimes you just have to just get through it. Like, I don't know any other way to say, or what other resources I have to tell you. Especially now, like, people, they say statistically there's 3 times more people dealing with mental stuff than ever before. And it's like, oh my God, like, like, it's not something that is not common, and I wish people didn't make it seem like it's not common, like make you feel like, just in the wording, just make you feel like you're the only one going through this. It's really sad. So I guess I just have to come to a point where I care enough to do that. Sometimes we can be like needing to reach a point where we just feel like it's time, you know, and I just, it doesn't, like, I've tried so many things, like I said, and went to so many people and done so many stuff, that it just doesn't feel like I'm ready for that yet, or the next step in the game, you know, like it will take me some time, like I said, realistically, within budget, within, when you feel right, like it has to feel right, like no one can push you, no one can force you. Like I've had 100 people tell me like they have tried it, they have done it, they recommended it. Cool, that's great, good for you, that works for you, I'm so glad for you. But you know, the pressure of it is like, you need to give someone time, right? You need something to give someone time to be ready and to feel like they reach a point, if ever, you know. Most people go through their life never talking to someone about it, and that's fine, you know. We're all at different stages of evolution. To push someone's advice is not necessarily healthy either, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of ironic, like most people who recommend it is like, well, have you tried maybe not pushing advice? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very hurtful and insensitive, and it's like, give someone their time and space, recommend something else, you know, like, give people time. It's like, you can't force a horse to drink water, right? So we're all going through different things, every 8 billion of us. No one has answers, not even your therapist or counselor. So that's just where I am, you know. Even therapists and counselors go through it, you know what I'm saying? And I know they do. And like, no one can really help you but yourself. It's just like, coming from someone who's gotten all sorts of help and modalities from all walks of life, it's just, no one can really help you, honey. Like, you have to help yourself most of all, right? Like, they can give you the tools and the resources and guide you, but like, when you've gone through some things, like, it comes to a point where like, no one can help you. Like, you just have to come to conclusion within your own, right? And I just wish people would just give people more space and time instead of like recommending this or that. It's just like, you know, that's all I'm gonna say about it. So I hope you understand where I'm coming from. There's like this little thing that keeps flying around. I'm in the bathroom because I'm ready to take a bath and relax. But what is that thing? You know what? I gotta let that thing leave first, because I'm not about to sit in my bathtub with that thing floating around here. But there's something in the air. The energies, I know, in the universe are whack right now. And it is what it is. So I'll leave it at that. I really hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. I just kind of woke up from a nap, that's why I kind of look like tired, I guess. I don't know. They were doing like building a pole here. Let me show you. Like some construction or whatever it's called. I don't know the word for it, but like, I don't know if you see. Oh, girl, you can't even see that. Can you? I mean, I don't know if you can. You can. Oh my God, you can't even see it. There's like a. Wow, it's amazing how little you can see. Oh my, yeah, there's like right there. They're building that. It looks so small, but it's larger than it looks on camera. But yeah, anyways, that was my point being, like, I've always had this desire to be somewhere else, and I'm just not really happy here. Like, but it will take me some time to figure it out. Like, right now I'm kind of stuck, because like, if you sell your house, it's like you're kind of screwed, because now everywhere's expensive and there's a waiting list for homes, and you know, it would just not be worth it, like, to sell, and then like, you just sabotaged yourself, right? Because everywhere's expensive, and then if you wait too long to sell, you screwed yourself again, because now you're underwater, right? So it's just a mess. if I ever move, I'm not ever being a homeowner ever again. I think I'm just going to rent to someone, and it's just too much. Like, for me, it's too stressful. Like, maybe I just need to grow in it some more, because I've only been here alone for 4 months. So maybe I need to grow into it some more, give it a couple more months and really like settle my thoughts. Because I know my mind was so unsettled yesterday and today, because I went from like 5 different thoughts. And it's like sometimes you're in a place of like, I need to just settle my thoughts and organize my thoughts, right? And I know these feelings come up when I'm alone and I have more time to think and process on my own, right? Like, I really start to notice how my mind functions when I'm living alone too. And it's like, wow, I didn't realize I was functioning this way. Like, you don't even have time to think about this stuff when you're living with someone, but when you're alone, it's like, wow, you really go through it. And so I think unless you've lived alone for years at a time, like, you don't really truly know yourself, right? Like, and we all have light side and dark side, right? I wish people would not like stop ignoring the darkness too, because that's within you, and you have to sort of not really integrate the two, but it's more like acknowledge that they exist, right? And that they have flaws and they're going to exist, right? Yesterday, maybe it started to come through, right? Like it just starts to come through, and I'm okay with that now. I used to hate it, but now I'm like okay with it, because it's like, okay, that's there. That's a part of me that wants to cry for help and have love, right? They need love too. I like to imagine it as white salt, like, or no, that's a horrible example. Let's put like, I was gonna say sea salt and Wiccan salt, like, well, you can put it in perspective like light and dark, but I disagree, because Wiccan salt's actually like, you can use good magic for that. But anyway, I won't go into that. You know, the yin and yang, light and like darkness of ourselves, of our souls, like, you know, there's a contrast and there's opposing forces. And so you can receive all the counseling you want, but, you know, you're never going to get rid of that. That's like a part of you as a wholeness. So you just have to kind of acknowledge it's there. And how do I know this? I've received all sorts of help. That's why people kind of are quick to forget. Like, you know, even the helped has problems. You know, even someone who has gotten all sorts of help has problems, because it's like, it never ends. It's like, it's a never-ending layer. Like, people still think like I have stopped working on myself or something. No, like, and it frustrates me so much, because it's like, there's so much, and see, that's something there, because it frustrates me, right? It's something I still need to work on. I'm very self-aware, and I've worked on that. But I don't want to get to a point where I'm like a robot and having to be perfect and all the time and like argue it back and forth, like what people think and say. Like, I just, you know, nowadays I don't have even the tolerance for that. I'm like, nope, get that out of my life, because it's just not worth it. You know, like, eventually it comes to a point where you realize you just have to be okay with who you are and accept yourself. And my point being is, it just comes to a point where I wish people knew that. I wish people had the knowledge and information that, like, you cannot live this perfect human being functioning like it's just, you're going to go implode, like self-implode. Like, it just doesn't work. Like, it just does not work. Like, if someone has something like a side of themselves that comes out that's a little questionable at times, you know, that's okay. Let them breathe. Let them express themselves. That's a part of themselves that's hidden and suppressed that needs to come out and heal. And, you know, there's a reason it comes out, because it's like we've been suppressing it for so long. So it's like, you have to just acknowledge that every human being has capable of doing good and bad. That's just how it is. You know, humanity functions on that level of existence. We are here, and in such an imperfect world, a horrible, horrible reality. But, you know, it's not worth it to think of that all the time. So you have to realize the polar opposites within each other, right? You have to kind of realize, like, this is just a time of your self-expression, of who you are, and that's all I can say. Like, it's just nothingness. Like, eventually everything comes to a point of nothingness. Like, peace and just total understanding and nothingness. And sometimes your 3D side will come out, and sometimes there's nothingness, and it's boring, you know? And that's it. Sometimes you get out of the path, and sometimes you need to get in the path. And sometimes you're out of the path because that's your path. That's meant to, for you to go there to realize, like, oh, this was a part of me that I didn't know for all along. So that's all I'm gonna say about that subject. Thank you for joining me, you guys, and really understanding and offering your feedback also. I'm not moving. That was just like a day where I was like, oh, just needing to like de-stress, and you know, sometimes you feel so trapped in this already trapped world that we're in, and I'm gonna further de-stress now. So in the bathtub. Take care. Bye, guys. So I don't know if I showed you guys before, but my formula is a little baking soda. Okay, so I'm gonna shake, shake, shake. Let's see how much I do. Oh, did I say a little? Is that a little? I don't know. Let's put a bit more. Okay, that looks good. So I put some baking soda. Okay. Sorry, I gotta do this one-handed. And then I put some sea salt. I'm not gonna put too much. I like the Pasca Morsca coarse salt on a pag because it's the best one. But last time I put too much, and literally my arms started going like numb. It's hard to explain. Like when you put too much sea salt, like you kind of like your circulation, I cannot explain to you. It happens every time. It's so weird. Maybe it was the component of the baking and the sea. I don't know. Some oil, but I know it's the salt for sure. I know. I've done this hundreds of times. All right, some moisturizing oil. And this never happens. Like, it's not the way I lie down either. Trust me, it's the sea salt. I put way too much last time. I got too excited. Especially when you sit there an hour, it's like, oh my God, after like 20 minutes, you start to go numb. And then, love essential oil. About 20 drops. Okay. Okay. So that mixture, and then I fill with this very warm water. Like almost to the point where I like can't take it anymore because it cools down pretty fast. So I will, I'm gonna make some mint tea because I have a little bit of a headache. And then I will begin. So actually I'm gonna wash my hands, but this is the tea. I'm gonna, where's the front cover? There it is. What a weird location to put it. There it is. Remember, guys, love all parts of yourself. Okay? That's how you heal from within. And it takes a lifetime and many lifetimes. So don't be hard on yourself. And don't be hard on other people as well. We're all going through a rough ride, especially now.